Hello and welcome to Lulu's Way Healthy Food, Healthy Life. My name is Nicole and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be your host this evening. To keep this meeting free from distraction, we ask that all in attendance please mute yourselves unless you are speaking. We also ask that you keep the video mode turned off if you are doing anything other than sitting and participating in this meeting so that we can minimize distraction. In this community, we gather to support, encourage, and inspire on the benefits of nutrition, weight loss, wellness, and the joy that comes from choosing to serve yourself well. We are not medically trained, nor do we have formal training in nutrition. We come together here for the sole purpose of providing support, sharing experiences, and promoting a healthy lifestyle. It may be wise to check with your healthcare professional with any dietary suggestions or advice you receive from this group discussion, particularly if you have health challenges. Individuals in this group may have different ideas on how to eat healthy. Just figure out what works best for you and do it your way. Our meeting format involves rotating through a series of important topics focusing on the needs and interests of our members. These topics include food preparation, motivation, meal ideas, traveling, socializing, challenges, non-scale victories, maintenance, and general Q&A. We will fully explore one topic before moving on to the next, continuing this rotation until the meeting concludes. The following week, we'll resume with the topic where we left off. So tonight we are rounding back on meal ideas.
Meal ideas. Goodness. Don't you already know all my meal ideas? I'm looking forward to hearing from new people on this plan that have come up with some new ideas.
If only there were some videos you could make about meal ideas,
Lulu. You would
Lulu.
think, huh? You would think.
It'd be nice, yeah.
Let's see. I had this idea. What was it? I think I was going to sleep one night and I had this idea and I can't remember it. It was a good idea. And I said, oh, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put that together. That's gonna be really interesting. And I'll see if it's any good. No, I already know it's gonna be good. And I'll make a video. And I have no idea what it is. Was it like... I can't remember. I can't remember.
You need to take a nap and have a dream again.
Yeah. Maybe it was a dream. Yeah, in my opinion, the meal ideas are just endless. They're endless. Endless combinations of things for meals. Like today, for instance, I had like some baby carrots left that were cooked. And I was like, all right, I know there's not 16 ounces. I don't have any other veggies to cook because I'm all out. I have to get myself to Whole Foods. That's in my GPS. My next stop is Flagstaff. Whole Foods in Flagstaff, Arizona. That's my next stop. And so I put the carrots in the thing, and then I was like, all right, let's see what else I got. I had a can of beets that I had opened, and there was like a little bit at the bottom. I threw those in. Then I was like, all right, cucumbers weigh a lot. I took a hunk of a cucumber and I started dicing up a cucumber, threw that in, and then I needed like another couple of ounces, so I got out my cherry tomatoes and cut the tomatoes up. And it was a delicious lunch. And I just put my sweet potato in there, and I put my that pork that I made in my last video, and put my oil on. And meal ideas are just you can either do recipes and figure out things, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I do it too. When I make those Pam's patties, once in a while I make those Pam's patties, and but for the most part, or even like those that the couple of the soups that I've made, everything kind of goes with everything, like if that pork was chicken, or if it was a piece of fish, or if it was chickpeas, like it just didn't matter what it was. It was just going to go together. All I want is the volume of food that I eat put together in, and I typically put things together in bite-sized pieces because I don't want to sit with a fork and a knife. I don't want to do that because I typically eat on my lap. If I'm traveling or if I'm home, I'm usually eating on my lap. So I just have everything in bite-sized pieces, and I just never get tired of the combinations that I use. I just, I did try, I think if you saw my video, I did try that already cooked rice that I found in the freezer at Whole Foods, and it just said organic Indian basmati rice. And I thought, I never really mind making rice. It in the Instant Pot, it is a little bit of a challenge to clean because it gets really sticky, so I have to put like water in it, and then I have to really like get some paper towels and just really with the water really get all that sticky off before I clean it with the alcohol water. And I do it, and it's not like it's awful, but it's not like when you cook veggies, you just wipe it out. But I was just like, let's just say, if I just like save myself a few minutes, or if I'm short on electricity, I can keep this in mind. I mean, I haven't been short at all because I've been traveling. So when I'm traveling, I'm constantly making electricity, so I'm not struggling at all. I could just run that Instant Pot like 5 times a day and still have enough. But yeah, it's just working out good. I just put my 4 ounces in the pan, and then I scramble up my eggs, put in my chives, and it comes out delicious. So I haven't had the rice by itself. I probably should try that before I start recommending it, to have it by itself. I just have it in the omelet, so. Another thing I had the other morning was I had the quinoa with the eggs, and I usually beat the eggs and make it into like a kind of an omelet kind of a thing. And I said, I'm just going to put the eggs in whole, and so that they would be like fried eggs. So I put them in right on top of the quinoa that was in the pan, and then I just cooked them until they were cooked pretty well. And then I flipped both of them, and of course there was quinoa stuck all over them. And then I flipped the other one, kept the yolk kind of runny. And then when I took them off and had them, I was like, this tastes just like egg on toast. Like when I remembered egg on toast from like 100 years ago. My mother always made egg on toast. And it just tasted like egg on toast because it had that runny egg on that starch, and it was just quinoa instead of bread. So, try it. Tell me if it tastes like egg on toast to you. Here I am making bread in my mind out of quinoa. Although I did have an idea and I can't remember it. But it's going to come back to me. It will come back to me. It will.
I'm sure it will come back to you.
Yeah. I want to say like it was like a meatball or something, but that doesn't make any sense. I just can't remember it. But it was a great idea. I promise.
Well, when I think about meal ideas, I see things, I think about things, and I just stick with putting together my meals, assembling. Yep. And then every once in a while, I'm like, oh, I'm going to try that. I'm going to make something like that. And I always think to myself, it doesn't matter what I eat. It just matters what I eat. So whatever is on the food plan, whatever I have in abundance, like right now, we've got tomatoes and peppers coming out of the garden like gangbusters. And so I should say which means, not just me, but we're roasting everything and freezing things, especially tomatoes freeze really well roasted. And I'm excited about being able to use them in the winter with my tomato sauce, like having squash spaghetti and things like that. But I look at the Facebook page, the meals that go out there, and I get ideas, and I take pictures of the page with my phone and put them in a little album so I can remember. And just recently, Sammy in our Facebook group posted, cottage cheese and peaches is delightful together. And I thought, yeah, I haven't had that. So I get little ideas of just, I want to have that sometime soon. And I tuck it away into my folder. Kate, you're really great at posting meals too, and that everything but the kitchen sink, that made me laugh because I do that too. I just look in there and go, does anything not go? It's really rare that something doesn't go, together, especially because most of my supper meals are bowls of just the things on the food plan. But I love seeing that and think, oh yeah, and I take a picture of it. Probably my camera's memory is all hogged up by food pictures, which is really funny. But they're all healthy, wonderful meals, right?
Yeah.
So also on our Facebook page under albums, there are pictures. There's about, 30 or so pictures for breakfast, evening, and lunch meals, which can really be inspirational if you're just wondering, oh, what should I make if you're new and you want to know what these gorgeous meals look like. Check out our Facebook page under albums. We can also get more added there too. So take a look at that. And then once in a great while, I don't really look at cookbooks much anymore, but I happen to find this vegan cookbook in a little library. And I just mentioned this to Kathleen today, but there was a picture of a whole eggplant, a stuffed whole eggplant. And that intrigued me because it said, using a rolling pin, gently beat the eggplant all over without breaking the skin, which I took as a challenge. Like, I'm good, that's a challenge, right? And then you scoop out, you massage it, and then you scoop out the meat of the eggplant. And then they had a mixture of stuff, but I thought, ooh, if I could measure out quinoa and other veggies, my exact amounts, and stuff it back in there, that will be really fun to try. So that's on my list of things to try. But just taking, things that you maybe really love and then fitting them into your menu on the food plan is just kind of a thought. Like, Liz has shared with us in the past how you do those theme nights, and a lot of us grew up with theme nights like Italian night and whatever, or Taco Tuesday, and we can switch that to the seasonings on the healthy food. So I always love knowing that's what you're rotating through. So yeah, I think meal ideas, I never have been bored, never have been bored. I pick my favorites a lot over and over again, and I'm fine with that. And then when something comes in abundance or someone gives me a squash, then I'm like, yay, I just incorporate it in. So I'm excited to hear too what everyone is doing, if anyone's having any challenges with meals. Sometimes that just goes into being prepared, which we talk about a lot. But yeah.
Or also just thinking that you can't just have anything. Like it doesn't always need so much thought and effort. It's just like, because whatever's in front of me, when it's mealtime, I'm enjoying it. Mm-hmm. I just like the things that I do cook. I like them cooked just the way I like them. Like, I like the carrots cooked just the way I like them. I don't want them underdone. I don't want them overdone. And people like them in different ways. Just make everything the way you like it. Have it available to you. And you don't have to take it so seriously. People are, a lot of times people are looking for recipes, and it's just like, you can just make it so simple, because you don't have to be trying to mimic something else. You don't have to be trying to make a healthy version of something else. You don't have to really enjoy the food.
Mm-hmm. And I was thinking too, Lulu, about what you said, I think last week, how you don't, maybe the week before, you don't really have special things for like holiday meals. And I was laughing because I've been like saving my pumpkin spice, my organic pumpkin spice seasoning, like, fall. But I'm like, I get to have this whenever I want. I don't just have to wait for, pumpkin spice season. And so I do have it occasionally, but I tend to save it for the right time. But it's like, that's another really beautiful thing, is you can have the special, delicious things almost whenever you want. Yeah. Like pomegranates are not just for the holidays. Pumpkin spice is not just for the holidays. You can treat yourself to those things all the time. And yeah, that I was just thinking about that now when I'm liberally sprinkling that all over my oatmeal in the morning.
There you go.
So, okay, well, let's start with Kathleen.
Hey, Kathleen.
Hey. I can eat the same things all the time, but I was watching YouTube and I came across this woman, and she just wrote a book. It's called Vegan. It's an Instapot cookbook, and it has charts in here for like all your grains, how to cook all your vegetables, how to do your beans, like all the times. You know that we've been telling Lulu to make a cookbook with all the times for the
I don't have to
Instapot.
now. I don't have to put that on my list.
You know, it's got like 5 pages of charts for time and duration, and you know whether it's instant release or.
Maybe you could take a picture of each of those pages, Kathleen, and put them on the Facebook. You think?
Yeah, I thought about it, but
that might be copyright infringement. I don't know. Right to the author first.
Yeah, her name is
Send them
Nisha.
to me. I'll post them.
Oh, yeah, Nisha Vora. And her YouTube videos are just so fun and quick, and she's got a lot of shorts. But of course, it's just ideas, and she, you know, has different kinds of spices. It's mostly like Indian and Asian spices, but you know, like masala. Like I was just so inspired. Like tonight's dinner, which was just chicken thighs that I was just gonna saute, but instead, like I went to the store this afternoon and got fresh garlic, fresh ginger, you know, fresh cilantro, fresh basil. I mean, dinner was totally different. So and her pictures are beautiful. She's a food photographer. So the pictures are just so inspiring. And, you know, of course, for us, we would modify everything for the portions. But I just found it very inspirational and interesting, you know, something different. And, yeah, so I did my steamed vegetables and, you know, I just put some masala on it. And it's really good. So so I got it out of the library. I saw her on YouTube. I got the book out of the library like the next day. I requested it and I got it. And I was like 3 pages in, and I went on Amazon and got 2 used copies, one for me and one for my daughter, because it's something that I'll hang on to. I felt like it was worth it. You know, all the charts and the ingredients. It's nice. So that's
good.
My meal ideas.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Yeah, I'll take a picture. Actually, I'll put a link to it in the chat if anyone wants to look at it. Would that be okay?
Sure. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah. So
and then we better hurry and order it on thrift books before Lulu posts this. And
I bought them too. I got them for $7 for the used ones. It's not super expensive anyway. But anyway, yeah. In her name, I'll put it in the chat. Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Thank
you. Okay, next we have Seattle Sue.
Hey, Seattle Sue.
My husband and I are going camping in 2 weeks on the Oregon coast to Beverly Beach. Nicole from Oregon, I'm sure you know that beach well. Woo, right on the ocean. And I'm responsible for a dinner. And, I thought, what could I do for these people? And I thought, I'm going to do hobo packets on the fire. And that's the big piece of aluminum foil that you spray good with your non-stick. I'm gonna measure out my vegetables, and everybody builds their own packets. So I can put in my 4 ounces of potato or corn if I want. I'm gonna do 4 ounces of steak or raw ground beef, and then vegetables. So I'm gonna put onions on the bottom, and then I'm gonna probably put raw ground up beef, season it. Then I'll probably put mushrooms and carrots and my 4 ounces of sliced potato, maybe some, vegetables of my choice. I'll have them weighed out. Put a little bit of the rest of my oil, a tablespoon of oil over the top, roll it up tight in that hobo packet onto the grill over the fire, and rotate every 10 minutes for about 30 minutes. Vegetables and meat and everything is perfectly cooked, and I'm gonna serve those hobo packets. They can build their own.
Sounds great.
And Lulu, if it's not raining, if it's good weather in 2 weeks on the Oregon coast, it should be. I'm gonna post some pictures to kind of whet your appetite for September on the Oregon coast.
Okay.
Grab your little Arizona lady and come on west. You won't be disappointed.
Okay.
Right, Nicole? Right? I'll be posting, Lulu.
Okay, okay. Maybe I'll make it up there one of these days.
Reel her in, reel her in.
Thanks, Sue. That's a great idea.
Thank you.
Hobo packets.
Hobo packets. Spark up the grill,
Mhm.
weigh and measure everything raw, and then just throw it on the grill. And the combinations are endless. Not just the actual food choices, but actually all the seasoning choices. Very good.
And everybody can build their own. You know, as long as I give them a big piece of foil. I always start with onions on the bottom because they'll caramelize. And I've been seeing people do it with raw chicken, and it cooks beautifully. And then all the vegetables, everything smokes and cooks. You just turn it every 10 minutes.
Yeah, and you use the heavy duty foil, likely. Yeah.
I'm gonna do I haven't done hobo packets since I was probably 10 or 15 years old camping. So I'm hoping that they'll enjoy them.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. They're picky eaters. They're from Montana. You're always in charge of one meal.
Thanks, Sue.
You bet.
I imagine your piece of tinfoil will be bigger with 16 ounces of vegetables.
Yeah.
But that sounds really good. Yep. Mm-hmm. Thanks for sharing that. Next we have Nicole.
Hey everybody.
Hi, Nicole.
Oregon coast is incredibly beautiful. And the hobo packets, we call them foil dinners. And when I was a kid, you made them with hamburger, cream of mushroom or cream of chicken soup, and like maybe carrots, maybe like just very simple, not delicious. As a kid, I hated them. And when we got older, my sister and I, we just all of a sudden started doing just whatever vegetables, potatoes, and whatever season we want. And so over the years, we do them all the time. Like they're amazing because you can pick what you want. And they get really good flavor from being in the fire. And so anyway, just wanted to plug those two because I was like, those are great.
Well, and the onions on the bottom next to your little brown. And
yeah, that's a good idea.
I mean, on the top, and then you put your tablespoon of oil over everything. So then you're flipping them. So those onions char on each side as you keep flipping them every time.
That's a good idea. We always lined with potatoes.
Yeah.
But I like the idea.
Delicata squash would be really good in a hobo packet. Delicata squash, mushrooms, onions, carrots, of course. Like Lulu, it's endless.
Yeah. Anything.
I'll slice my 4 ounces of red potato very thin, almost like a potato chip, very thin.
So they cook.
Yeah, you have to get them pretty thin. That was like a lot of times as a kid they were tater tots, but if you don't get them thin, they
won't cook through.
Crunchy potatoes never good.
No. Okay.
The thing that I was gonna say is what I like about this is I don't have to come up with a dinner plan. I hate having to come up with what we're gonna have for dinner because everybody's picky and everybody wants something different. And so I love just being able to open the fridge and go, okay, what vegetables do I have? Or when I run low, I go to the store and I go, okay, what looks good? What do they have available right now? And that's what I cook. And then I just have a drawer full of seasonings and okay, what tonight what looks good? That's what's going on it. There's a few things I cook with seasonings, but most things I don't. And then I can just season it as I go. And so that's, I mean, like my meals have already been decided for me because I know I'm having vegetables and some sort of protein and some sort of starch. And so for me, that's the beauty of it, is not having to come up with something new or something interesting or something, whatever, and then somebody's not going to want it. So I'm like, okay, this is what it is. And if you don't want it, then you go find your own. That's kind of where I'm at. Like,
good.
Here it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I even managed to do it while on the road. I'm home early. I had a family crisis that had to be dealt with. So I didn't get to go to Colorado, but I did excellent on the road cooking all my vegetables, stayed up really late one night when I knew that I was going to be in a hotel for a couple days, made sure I had everything prepped ahead of time.
Wow.
So that's what I would say for meal planning is that I don't really have to plan outside of just making sure that I have something that's a vegetable, something that's a protein. Right. And once in a while, something doesn't taste the most wonderful to me, but usually it does.
Yeah.
Like whatever the combination is.
Yeah. And it's just about taking inventory. You can take inventory every morning or every night, whenever, and just say like, okay, I'm getting low on the rice, or I'm getting low on the protein. It's time to either cook more or get more, depending, you just kind of look what you have. It's either time to cook, or it's time to buy and cook, And
that's what makes it easy, is if you're putting the seasonings on afterwards, I feel kind of like Indian tonight, so then I can add curry, or I kind of feel like Mexican tonight, so I'm going to add, some of those cumin and spices like that. So it's just so easy, and that's what I like about it.
Good. Great. Yeah. It sounds like you get it. Yay.
Thanks, Nicole. Next we have Sherry Seattle.
Hey,
Hi,
Sherry.
Everybody. Seattle Sue, I really love your idea. That is so fun. Hey, welcome to our time zone, Lulu. I have a guilty pleasure meal that is not, I don't think it's all that nutritious. It just is something I love to eat. So every now and then I have dill pickles, which I was asking, and that is okay, isn't it? It is on the plan. And some kind of nut butter. This time it was sunflower seed butter, and on those stackers, and for dinner. And that's my.
You put the pickles with the nut butter?
Yes, pickles. Dill pickles and peanut butter used to be a thing of mine. And in fact, my roommate and I in college, we used to eat dill pickles like jars by the just while we were studying and doing all-nighters. We'd be eating dill pickles, and it's just been a favorite ever since.
So you have 16 ounces of dill pickles?
Yeah, I will eat 16 ounces of dill pickles.
If that's what works for you, there you go. There's a meal idea, everyone. Everyone run home and have 16 ounces of dill pickles with some sunflower butter on the rice cakes. But if you enjoy that, then have it, because it's on the plan, right?
It's so good.
There you go. If anyone else tries that, let me know. So you just slice the pickles and put them on top of the peanut butter that's on top of the rice cakes?
I like to get the spears, the dill pickle spears, and then I put the nut butter on the stackers, and like an open face sandwich kind of thing,
Yep.
And I, bited the cracker and bited the pickle.
I see.
And
okay.
I know, so strange. And I love to read my book while I'm eating my stacker, like dripping dill pickles on my book.
I love it.
That's all I got. Thank you.
Thanks for the idea.
I don't know if that was a recipe or a confession.
I know, yeah. It's an original idea. Nobody's ever thought of it. Yep. That's funny.
Thank you, Sherry.
Yeah, thanks, Sherry.
Next, we have Kate.
Hi, Kate.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Before you get started on your meal ideas, share with us your good news. So do a little recap of what you shared last week, and then your new news.
Okay. So last week I shared that 5 years ago I was diagnosed diabetic, type 2 diabetes, and so I joined this group to try to reverse that and get off medications. And that was 5 months ago when I joined. And so the good news last week was that I had my blood work done and my lab results came back all normal, including my diabetes is like, I always have diabetes, but it's in remission. And so that was my good news last week. And then the good news tonight is I went to see my nurse practitioner yesterday, and she has taken me off one of the 2 diabetes meds, which was that weekly injection I had to do, no more. And then the other, and then she cut my cholesterol medicine dosage in half. And she said, come back in 3 months. And if everything's still normal, because she didn't want to just cold turkey take me off everything. She said, if everything's still normal, I may be off all my meds in 3 months if I keep this up. So, yeah. So,
isn't that just the best? I got chills all over my body. That's just like amazing news. Oh.
Yeah. So just sharing that because.
Imagine getting off all those meds.
Yeah, and the only reason I really think it's important to share that is because, I think a lot of people are getting diabetes because of our poor diets. And if you lose 40 pounds, you can reverse it.
Yeah.
If you lose 40 pounds, that's all I've lost so far. So that's the only reason I'm sharing that. But as far as
it's not just the 40 pounds. It's your food choices. Because I can eat 5 cookies a day and nothing else, and I could lose 40 pounds. But I'm putting the sugar in my body. I'm not getting off of any diabetic medication. So it's not just the 40 pounds. It's the well balanced food that your body is getting back in balance.
Yeah, it's definitely, I'm sure it has to do with, I used to eat ice cream. I liked ice cream a lot. And, I wasn't a huge sugar person, but I did like ice cream. And
or even just starches.
I agree with you.
It's not just sugar, but starches. It's the same thing. Eating bread and pasta, all that stuff, it's horrible for diabetes.
Bad.
Yeah. And you've been following the plan 100% for 5 months. And that's what happens when you follow it 100% for 5 months, you can actually get to the point where you're this close to being off of all your medications. Or you can just cut back on things like, don't have ice cream every day, just have ice cream once a week and all that stuff. And you might end up with the same results, but it might take a few years, But this is, if you want it fast, you just change that. Just flip that switch and say, enough, no more. And then you just start nourishing your body the way you're doing it, and your body is responding fairly quickly. Yeah, very happy for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I don't really have a whole lot about food. I just, I posted something, the kitchen sink thing, and that was literally, I didn't have a clue what I was going to make, and I was really hungry, so I just pulled cans out of the cupboard and just threw it together so fast. And it was actually pretty good, you guys.
Good.
It was, just something so simple. I already had the rice and the sweet potato left over. And then I just threw in some canned green beans, chickpeas, some tomatoes, threw in some spice. And it wasn't so bad, really.
Yeah.
And then tonight I actually made sausage, and I just posted that just recently. Because I saw Lulu making sausage and it made me crave sausage. I saw you making Belinsky sausage.
Yes.
In one of your videos or something.
Yeah.
And so I got some sausage, but what I did, you can buy fajita, already chopped up onions and red pepper and green pepper, already sliced up. You can buy a big container of that. So I literally just sliced up some sausage. I sprayed the pan with the little sprayer, and then I sauteed the sausage until it was a little brown, and then I threw in all that onion and stuff, peppers. It was really good, you guys, and I ate it with leftover rice.
Nice.
Yeah, it was very good. Very simple.
Good.
That's all I got. Thank you all.
Thanks, Kate. Very happy for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just miraculous what taking care of yourself with food can do. Yay! Next we have, is it Tasha?
Tasha. Hi, Tasha.
Hi guys. I apologize. I have to leave in like 5 minutes for a meeting. But my first time here, I want to just thank Lulu for her quote that said, "Take the crazy out of it," because now every time when I'm thinking of my food, I definitely was an overthinker. I have Lulu in my head saying, just take the crazy out of it. Biggest question for me was just whenever you guys went off sugar, how many, like the sweet stuff, how many days did you guys detox for? I haven't done it yet, but I want to be prepared because I have a feeling it's gonna be, I'm not a crazy sugar person, but I do like, I love bread, but I do like once a day a deep, rich, dark chocolate item. And I like that in the afternoon. So I was just wondering how many days, hopefully it was just days.
Yeah, well, there's
weeks or months.
There's sugar and then there's the bread. It's almost kind of the same thing, only different. You know what I mean? So it's all kind of the same thing because your body it just turns to sugar and your body takes it in kind of as sugar. In my experience, I'm going to say like the real crazy withdrawal where like you don't even know if you're going to make it, I'm going to say is probably 3 days. Okay. When you're not going to be physically craving it, like literal physical cravings, but you'll be mentally craving it for as long as you stay attached to it, as long as you keep romanticizing the idea of it instead of thinking about it as a thing of the past. And this is what I'm doing going forward because I want XYZ results, and I'm not going to get that by eating bread and chocolate. So if you keep your head in the game of the stuff that you want to get rid of, then you're always going to feel like you're withdrawing. It's not going to be like a literal physical withdrawal, but it will just be because the mind is just so powerful, and it could just talk you into anything, and make you feel like you're really missing something. And you know what? You're not going to miss a thing because there's so many other, I don't know what your goals are. What your goals are going forward.
Yeah, I need to lose, I want to lose 50 pounds for my own health as well.
Yeah, okay.
So
you're not going to get that by eating bread and chocolate, right? So if you get like more attached to the idea of getting that 50 pounds off and loving the idea of that more than the idea of that the bread and the chocolate or anything that's not on the plan. I always say whatever you focus on grows. If you're focusing on what you can't have, it's always going to feel like you're at a loss, that you're deprived of something. But if you just keep focusing on what you can have, what you do have, what you're choosing to have, it's just like a switch that will go off one day, And for some of us, it happens quicker than others. It just depends on where your thoughts are going, And if you just keep active in the group, let us get to know you, what you're doing, which is wonderful. We look forward to seeing you next week so that we can hear that you're, how's it going with the chocolate and the bread, you know what I mean? And you get kind of like, we all kind of, everybody here that's kind of doing it, we're all kind of expecting that you're going to keep doing it. Like we want you to, and we want you to be part in the game because it's a great game. I mean, we're just, Kate's only been here for 5 months and she's got these amazing results, She's taken off 40 pounds and she's reversing her need to take medication. What tastes better than that? What tastes better than that? And like I always say, like I feel great every day because I just treat my body really good every day. And I mean, what tastes better than that?
Yeah, I think one other thing you said too was, somebody asked a question, I'm not sure if it was last week or another time because I'm just trying to catch up on all your videos, but it was, you also made a comment about finding it somewhere else. So like if sometimes I find myself eating to fill something.
Yeah.
And I like how you said, maybe like fill your time with something else other than.
Yeah. Find something else that you pay more.
It's like here.
Yeah. It's an inside job, you know. But as far as like the physical cravings, it is a physical withdrawal. Just like when I quit smoking, it was horrific. It was horrific to not have a cigarette for that first week. I just was like, I wanted to like check out. I was like, how am I even going to do this? But once like the physical cravings calm down, then I'm either going to be longing for a cigarette that's going to keep me in the crazy, or I'm going to be grateful that I got over it. Now, what I went through to put this food down and get off of sugar and get off of alcohol and get off of bread and pasta and all that stuff, all the processed food, I don't want to go through it again, because it's not very pleasant, you know, but it's doable, because it just done. And a lot of people just think like, you know, they're unique, like, oh, this is really affecting me. All the girls on the screen here, it was easy for them. No, it wasn't easy for us, you know, but we stuck with it. I used all the willpower that I could come up with until it got easy, and now it's just effortless. It just becomes effortless, you know, and I really hope that happens for you. So you need to get your day one.
Thank you.
You need to get your day one, you know, and decide when that day one's going to be, that you're not going to do the chocolate and you're not going to have you're going to follow the food plan.
No chocolate today thus far.
Good. So today could be day one. Have you been weighing and measuring your meals today according to the plan?
Actually, I was very surprised what 16 ounces of vegetables was.
Yes,
so
it's an awful lot.
I was grateful for that, because I grew up with lots of food on the plate.
Good. Yep.
Great to meet you, or seeing everybody.
Yeah,
today.
It was good to see you
and
too.
I'll see you guys next week.
Okay, we'll see you next week. Okay, bye-bye, Tasha.
Cheers. Ciao.
Yay for Tasha, a new person.
Yay.
Getting on board. I know we all can relate with our first days for sure. So
think back to it, everybody, and think back to like you don't have to have a day one anymore. Like you don't have to do that again, ever. You know, it's a choice. It's a choice.
Okay, next we have Helen.
Hey, Helen.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm good. I made something this week that I thought I would share, and I probably need to write it up on the Facebook group too. But I bought, just for fun to see what it was like, I bought at Costco their cauliflower that's been riced. And when you buy it and you open it up, it's separate packages, and each package is a pound of cauliflower. So it's very convenient that way. And so I always loved fried rice, but of course, when you have fried rice, it's a lot more rice than what you're supposed to have. So I've kind of created my own using the cauliflower for the rice. And so you can use whatever meat you want, but I use, I get ground pork, and then I marinate it overnight, and I take ginger. A little trick is that I learned is you buy ginger, you throw it in the freezer, and then you just use a microplane to grate it until you have as much as you want. Oh. So I grate about a tablespoon and throw that with some rice wine vinegar and soy sauce in my pork and mix it up and let that marinate overnight. And then the next day, I cook that up and put it separate. And then I take all the vegetables that I want in my fried rice, like I did onion and grated carrots and defrosted frozen peas. And I realized as I was getting ready to tell you about all this is I totally forgot that I had my husband pick up a bag of bean sprouts. And I'm just now realizing after eating off of this for 2 days that the bag of bean sprouts is still sitting in the fridge.
Oh no.
I'll have to make it again so that I can use up bean sprouts.
Yes.
Yeah. And I saute that with water, you know, to get it to where the onion is transparent and everything. And then I throw, I did 2 packages of, I made a big batch. I made put in like it was 2 onions, a whole big carrot, maybe 3/4 of a cup of peas, and I don't know, whatever else I put in there. Anyway, then I throw the cauliflower in there and stir fry all that up with soy sauce. Then when it's done, put that in a container, and you can just weigh out your pound of vegetables, weigh out your meat, preheat your meat, stir it all together. And if you really want to make it fancy, cut up some green onion and just sprinkle over the top. And you got fried rice.
Yeah, and you could also add real rice to it.
Yes.
So you can kind of get that rice feeling through it.
Yeah.
But it's not
I'm going to do that
rice.
the next time.
Yeah.
And then, for my oil, that's why I didn't use oil to cook anything with, is I love the hot chili oil. So then I put my tablespoon of hot chili oil over the top and with my soy sauce and stir that up. And I've eaten off of it 2 nights, and I have enough for at least 1 more night out of all of that. And like I said, each time I cook it, it tastes a little bit better. So I just thought I'd share that. It's really good.
Well, thank you. Good.
Thanks,
Helen.
Thanks, Helen. Next, we have Peggy.
Hey, Peggy.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Been watching you as you're traveling.
Oh, good. Thank you.
I've noticed with me, I like those salad mixes. They come with the dressing and the toppings and everything, but I take that out of the mix. I just eat what's in the bag, and I'm layering. So as I weigh, I'm putting in the meat first, whether it's the yellowfin tuna or the chicken, and as I layer in the Japanese sweet potatoes when I can find them, the squashes, and just everything's layering up, and then I top it with that salad. And I'm noticing that as it's layered, it makes a good combination, and it's been helping me get it all down.
Oh, good. So you're just layering it instead of tossing it at the end. Yeah.
Exactly.
Good. Yeah, that's a good idea. Very good idea. Thanks, Peggy.
We're ready for Helen.
Hi, Helen.
Hi. So, I'm known as not much of a cook. I own it. But I wanted to add that recently, Lulu, you added your chicken to your video again with the mustard and the smoked paprika. And I want to thank you for that, because I know I've seen it before, but I think it depends sometimes where we are on the journey is what we take in. And so I am definitely going to do that this week, because that's going to work for me now.
Yeah.
But before it was like, oh, I don't want to cook. So anyway, there's that. And was it a chicken sausage that you had found at Whole Foods?
Yes.
I wanted to look for that. That sounds delicious.
The brand is Belinsky.
Okay, got that.
Just make sure you check the ingredients. I check the ingredients every time I go. Just because, when something has ingredients in it, sometimes they change things up. And I haven't tried every single one. Maybe one might have something in it that's not. I've had I like the spicy Italian and the Cajun. But the other ones,
okay.
Yeah, but I just always just flip it over and just make sure, they stick sugar in things.
That's going to be a great addition. Yeah, an easy, great addition. So, I was just wanted to say thank you for sharing those things again, because it just really helps.
Yeah.
And what I've been doing recently is more bowls. And I just find them so yummy, and every time you change an ingredient, it just changes the whole thing up. But it makes it so easy. I put my vegetables in, I add my rice. When my vegetables are almost cooked, because my rice is pre-cooked, I have to batch cook or I don't cook. And also then I'll put my potato, or if I'm not doing rice, I'll do potato. It's just whatever I can fit in my bowl. It's so good. So keep it simple for some of us that aren't really into cooking very much. But I thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I had.
Good, Helen. Excellent.
Thank you, Helen. I love the bowls too. I think I have a bowl every single day. It's really rare I use a plate for supper. So it just is so handy and nice and delicious.
I guess I do bowls too.
B-A-B. But my A stands for arse.
Arse? Okay.
Okay. Next we have Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hi. I just thought I would share something very exciting to me. I had a steamed Brussels sprout salad with goat cheese and spiced pecans and just a lemon vinaigrette dressing, little lemon. And I had it at a restaurant, so they actually put cranberries in it. But I think it would just be delicious. You know, I kind of picked out the cranberries. It was just really good, and I never really thought about shaving raw Brussels sprouts into a salad, and it was awesome. And then I was very good tonight, and I took advantage of the oven. So I've roasted some sweet potatoes, little pieces of sweet potatoes. And it has helped this last week when I have tried to do more, enough quantity for 2 or 3 meals and then combine them. And on the road, that really helps.
Yeah.
So that's all I have.
Good. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. That's a good tip. I've never shaved a Brussels sprout, so I've roasted them. I know some people don't like Brussels sprouts, but ooh, raw shaved in a salad sounds good.
I've seen them in shaved Brussels sprouts in bags, like at Trader Joe's. I think I've seen that. Like it's already all shaved up. Yeah. I've seen that at Trader Joe's. But yeah, that's a good idea to have that raw and use that as your green. Yep. That's a good idea.
Yep.
Yeah. Broccoli slaw. Yes, broccoli slaw is good too. That's good raw or cooked. The broccoli slaw is good cooked too. I've taken that 16-ounce bag of broccoli slaw and put it in a pan and sauteed it until it started to get a little soft. And you just put like some eggs over it and you make kind of like this big frittata. That's good.
I've only used the broccoli slaw and actually a coleslaw, but that sounds good. And
I was just gonna one of my favorite things to do besides preparing all the different things I like and having them on hand is when I do a spaghetti squash, because they're usually, it's quite a lot. I do different things with it each time. Like one night I'll do it with the artichoke hearts and a little olive oil and garlic and season it like a pasta, an Italian dish. And then I just do other veggies with it. And then I'll do like a lo mein with tofu and soy sauce and ginger and garlic and mixed veggies. And I'll do it Mexican with black beans. So that way, even though I'm just having that same spaghetti squash base, I'm having a whole variety of meals depending on what I feel like that day.
That's a really good idea.
And I make a lot of my veggies. I roast certain ones, and then some of them I just like plain steamed.
Yeah.
And I don't want any seasoning on them. And I usually have like a mixture in my meal. I kind of like to go from that roasted, really seasoned bite to that little sweet carrot that's just plain.
Yeah.
And have that. That's kind of how my plates look. But I like doing the spaghetti squash, and I like doing a head of cabbage steaks, and then I can use those steaks for different things. I kind of do like a pizza. I can put a burger patty on one, and treat it like an open hamburger face sandwich, and I enjoy making my meals that way.
Yeah.
So if anybody else likes that kind of thing, then those are fun ways to do it, and you can still have it all prepped.
Yeah.
And then you just pick and pull the next
Good.
few days.
Yeah. Great ideas, Pam. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I do to keep it, keep it fun.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yum. Thanks, Pam. Next we have Seattle Sue.
Hey, Sue.
Hey there. I'll talk again. everybody's kind of shy today or thinking of recipes, but back in the 1970s, I was a kid and my mother was on Weight Watchers, as I know we're all familiar. A lot of us have done Weight Watchers. And she used to make green bean tuna casserole thing in the frying pan, Weight Watchers. Do you remember that, Lulu?
No.
Greens, tuna, warming up in the frying pan, drizzling it with soy sauce, and sprinkling it with dehydrated onions. Well, she'd smell up the house making that for herself, and I used to, you gotta taste it. Now, how easy is that for Lulu's Way? 6 ounces, and it's gotta be canned green beans. Can't be healthy. Canned green beans, drained, 4 ounces of tuna. Then I put my oil on the tuna to moisten it up, warm it in a frying pan, drizzle then with soy sauce, and sprinkle with dehydrated onion flakes. I've told so many college students that when they've been starving and they're like, okay, I'll try it. And they all say, it was really good. It's like my go-to when there's no food in the house, but thought I'd throw that out. I've never tried it on rice though. I think and it comes a big bowl of food, I think I'd probably do a red potato on the side if I was to eat that with a grain. But anyway, good go-to, only a few simple things.
Yeah.
Sounds horrible. That's really good.
That sounds like a good thing to have on hand too, that like in case you were to run low on fresh things, it's pretty much ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
It always, exactly. And and sometimes I think, what do I want for dinner tonight? It's got to be quick. I got to Oh yeah, I got tuna. I got green beans. So
good.
I like fresh vegetables and stuff, but that's kind of an emergency go-to. Very easy for you to do on the road, Lulu, if you have soy sauce and dehydrated onion flakes.
Yeah. Okay.
Sounds horrible. But remember 1970 Weight Watchers.
Thank you for sharing that idea.
Yep. We have I'll try it at some point, and Stacy is in the chat saying she's going to try it, so we're going to give you reviews on this.
Yeah, we need one more person.
Idea.
We need one more person to say it's good. So Stacy, we'll look for you next week to let us know. Maybe we need 3 people to say it's good.
I'm not trying it this week. I'm waiting till I'm desperate. And then I might really love it.
And watch us all try it. It'll be delicious.
I'm serious. When I was a kid, my mom would stink up the house making this for herself, and I would run and, no way.
That's funny.
I tried it once. It was wow.
That's funny.
I'm telling you.
Right.
Okay.
I know.
All right.
I don't think you've ever fibbed to us, so thank you, Sue. Next, we have Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, beautiful.
Hey, how you doing?
I am doing very, very well.
Good.
Still holding strong, vape free.
Yay!
Oh, that's wonderful.
Holding. So I loved all the ideas I've heard tonight, and it's so funny. Who was it said that the first time she heard about it, she wasn't ready to receive it, and that you posted it again?
Helen.
Your videos. Helen, that's right. And the first time I was looking at one of your videos, this was a while back, and you were going to roast a cabbage, and I thought, okay, she's flipped this time. She's going to roast the cabbage. It's insane. And I looked at it and said, that's kind of interesting. And about 2.5 months ago, I said, let me shake things up. I'm going to try that roasted cabbage. I am hooked.
Isn't it good?
My mother kept saying, are you going to eat anything else other than cabbage? I buy like 5 cabbages a week. I mean, you can put them in every imaginable way. It's just so delicious. But I have a funny story. My Liz from Washington, she sent me a picture of a soup she made one day. Well, it was what was left of the soup, so I couldn't see the whole thing right. And so she gives me all the ingredients, and I thought, that's a good idea. That sounds really good. And so here I go. A couple of days later, I'm going to make the soup. Same ingredients she used, and because I didn't see what hers looked like, I thought, I'm going to take my immersion blender to it. And I blended the life out of it, and it was so thick, it was thicker than porridge. And it was a day that I didn't have other things prepped because I'd been out of town. So I threw some hot sauce on it, and I ate it. It was the worst thing in the world. But, you know, I had no choice. And I was determined, you know, I'm not going to go cook something else because I was hungry. And I just had to eat it. So, Liz, I know you're there. Next time, post the whole picture so I can see what it's supposed to look like. But, yeah, so that's it. Just wanted to say that. It just struck me as funny when someone said, Seattle Sue, and you're saying, you know, don't knock it, you never know, but maybe don't try it when you're desperate.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, good. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. And way to go on that vaping. Can I just ask, like, has the physical craving left you?
It has, actually.
What about
it
that?
Has.
What about
what
that?
What I do notice, and I still do my tapping sometimes, what I notice is I was so used to turning to it if things stress me out at the office, you know, so now I just tap when things stress me out, because before I would just start vaping. So, but for the most part, I've noticed sometimes days will go by and say, oh, I haven't thought about it today. But there are no cravings anymore, and it's just like, you know, it's since March 15. I'm so thankful to be on the other side of it, and never again. And I mean that this time, because this was just too hard. And many of you can attest to how the difficulties I was having. So
And like I said to Tasha, like, you don't want to have to do that again. Like, we don't want to have to do that again. We don't want to start with the food again. We don't want to start with the vaping or cigarettes or alcohol, all that stuff. We don't need to start that over again. We never have to do that again.
At some point, you just have to pull the Band-Aid off, like you said. You know, I was tormenting myself, trying to slow down.
But you were perfect. You like, okay, I am going to be like a witch, so I'm going to go in the woods by myself, so nobody has to be subjected to me, and that's where I'm going to go do my suffering. You knew you were going to suffer, and you knew it was going to be really, really hard. But you just wanted to do it.
Had to do it.
And I mean, you know, maybe people have to do the same thing with the food. You want to start the food plan, pack all the healthy food in your cooler, go on a road trip, go in the woods, and spend a few days there away from all the other stuff that people are eating, if that's what you have to do. You know, if you have a camper. So good.
Like a pilgrimage. That was kind of like a pilgrimage into the woods. And I liked how you said you weren't coming out till you could leave it there.
Yeah. And how long were you there?
That's just wonderful.
About 8 days.
8 days.
Just have to make up your mind that day.
Yeah.
Find things to distract you, you know?
Yeah, so. It's just, it's so much of it is here. I mean, it's physical and mental. And
you have to choose the day, like you said. You just choose the days today.
Yes. And then just know, like, whether it's vaping or the food, you just choose your day, and then you do it, and when it sucks, just say, it just sucks. It sucked for everybody else too. And then when you wanted to not vape more than you wanted to vape, that's when the mental that chatter starts to quiet. It starts to quiet down. Because who can live listening to that chatter all about chocolate and bread and and the bread and how can I make bread out of oatmeal, you know, and just like all that stuff, you know, and like it's just a chatter that you just want to turn it off, and the only one that can turn it off is you. And it's about what you're focusing on. If you're all you're doing is dreaming about all the stuff that you can't have, I always say, it's the stuff you don't have. It's not the stuff you can't have. It's the stuff you don't have. I have decided this. This is what I'm going to do. And this is what I'm not going to do. And then just be a woman of your word and march forward. And then just know that we all know that the struggle's real. And that use the Facebook page to vomit your feelings. You know, just vomit all over the page. You know? And just let us know, and you'll get so much support. You know?